Here we go. Right, 1 second.
Do you think I need to pull the camera closer, or is it okay with that?
Put your mobile phone on silent, please, Sean.
No, that's off now. I'm just going to switch it off, actually.
Yeah, please. Right, I can see you. Right, fabulous. Okay, 1 second. Just get prepared. Right, one moment. So I'll put that on here. I'm going to share that on my timeline.
I can't see your mouth, Jonathan.
Pardon?
I can't see your mouth.
That's okay. I know I'm just in the middle of something. Okay.
Oh, okay. You can only see your mouth.
No worries. No worries. And one sec. Just put it on here. I'll share it onto my other. I'll just share it on here briefly, so we get as much publicity as we can, and finally put it on here. No. Right. Okay. So just build up couple more people. Build up a few more people, and then we'll just share that into on here to my page. Right. Okay. So. Okay, here we go. A very, very good evening to you all. Just first of all, to introduce myself to you, my name is Jonathan Waterman. I'm an award-winning wedding and events Toastmaster, planner, celebrant, consultant, sales and marketing trainer, venue consultant, booking agent, sponsorship consultant, and more. I love to work closely with all of my clients from day one and on the day, giving them a personalised, unique and exclusive experience. This evening, I am delighted to be interviewing Sian Hughes Cooks. Now, here's a little bit about Sian. Bio written by her, which is very good. Sian is the designer and owner of Shimmering Ivory Couture. I am very proud to say that every individual dress is made by hand in Hertfordshire. A vital part of our couture service is a really personal attention I give to individual clients who visit us at Shimmering Ivory. I understand that this is their big day. This will probably be the biggest investment they'll ever make on a dress in their lifetime. I like to make the experience extra special, and they deserve to know that their unique dress has been made with love and care. So you can find Sian on her website at www.shimmeringivory.co.uk and www.shimmeringstudio.com. I'm really honoured that Sian is happy to be interviewed by me. Following this interview, you'll have the chance to ask both myself and Sian any questions. So keep the questions coming in the comments, and then we can answer as we go along. However, before we start, I just want you to keep in your minds all the victims that have unfortunately been taken from both the UK and the world in this terrible COVID-19 episode. We've had 650,000 deaths worldwide and 47,000 deaths nearly within the UK. So please have all these victims in your thoughts, and only pray for their families and pray they're resting in peace. So thank you very much. So let's get started. Sian, a very good evening to you.
Hi, good evening.
And how are you, Sian?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Very well. I'm very honoured to be interviewed by you, Jonathan. So yeah, real pleasure for the warm introduction.
Thank you, and it's nice to be interviewing too, talking about your business, talking about Shimmering Ivory Couture. So it should be a really, really interesting interview. So first of all, Sian, can I just ask you to please reiterate and tell people who you are and what you do. Just to elaborate on the services you provide in more detail, please.
Okay, so I'm a wedding dress and occasion wear designer. I've had my business, Shimmering Ivory, now for about 10 years. And here we make handmade couture dresses based in Hertfordshire. Every dress that we make is completely unique. So we have the client in mind, basically. So when somebody comes to us for a dress, we really make it very special to them, and we only make one of every single dress in the world. Yeah, so I've been a designer for over 25 years now. I was a lingerie designer before I set up my business, but it's something that I absolutely love, to have the client and make their day really special for them.
Wow, okay. Well, that's really, really interesting, to be honest with you. So if I can ask you, Sian, where does all this passion actually come from then? How comes you're so passionate about everything?
So I've always loved wedding dresses and designing. It's something since I was a child, since I used to make dresses for my Barbie dolls and all sorts, and even for my friends. My mum taught me to sew at a young age. When I was I had a sewing machine when I was about 8 years old, and I used to make outfits for my friends. But I find, a real stimulus, and I love to make people happy. And I think when you're part of someone's special day, and especially producing a dress and making them look and feel amazing, it really brings great joy to me. So, wow. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? No, that's absolutely fantastic, because it's a passion that carries you along, isn't it, Sian? You're very passionate.
Yeah, I'd say especially in this time, that's something that being a creative person is something that you really need to keep you going in many ways. It's kept me going throughout the whole crisis. And actually, I had to, obviously, when COVID and lockdown started, we had quite a few wedding cancellations, and that was really difficult for many of the brides, but also for my own business. It was really difficult. But what we decided here was to make scrubs for the NHS instead. So a bit less glamorous than wedding dresses, but it kind of felt like I could, keep doing something not as creative, obviously, but something philanthropic to keep the business going. And then now I'm back doing the thing that I love, trying to get some more clients in to come and have their own unique dress made. So yeah.
Yeah, no, well, I think, to be honest with you, I think that's absolutely excellent what you're saying. I think you've done your bit for the NHS as well, to keep yourself busy. So that's I admire you for that, and I think that's absolutely fantastic, to be honest with you. Can I ask you, Sian? You showed me briefly. Do you want to show people here a little view of your premises? A little bit.
I'll stand up. I'll give you a little tour. So this is my studio. I'm based in just outside of Harpenden in Hertfordshire. So I'll just carry my laptop around. So if you can see now, here are a few of the bespoke dresses that we make. So we make things really, I'd say, for both the brides, mother of the bride. We have a whole workshop here. So this is my atelier, effectively. Try and walk backwards. It's a big space. We're surrounded. We're in a very rural working environment, and then you can see. And then this is where, you can have a few samples of just showing different examples of the things that we do. But yeah, we're in a very rural setting, actually. It was an old hall, and so we're surrounded by horses. I'm very privileged to have this space here. It's a lovely place, very private for people to come. We've also got a little beauty room in here as well and I have my colleague, Kylie. She has Shimmering Angel Beauty, which is just the entranceway there. So we want to cater for everything to do with bridal wear, and I work alongside, you know, hairdressers and makeup artists as well, which we get into the studio. So yeah, it's a lovely place. And we're only about 25 minutes outside of London.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to get to. We're in, just outside of Hartland, about 25 minutes away. So very easy to get to.
No, that's absolutely fantastic. I mean, can I ask you then, Sean, what you just said, just mentioned Harpenden.
Yeah.
So can I ask, are a lot of your clients local, or do they come from other counties? Where do they, you know, where's the population for you? Where's it?
I have both a national and international clientele. I think that the furthest away clients come probably Canada. And, I have a lot of brides come from London. I also can meet people at the Wedding Gallery in Marylebone, where I can do consultations there for bespoke dresses. And then also, local brides as well in and around the Hertfordshire area. But I mean, I'd say I have people coming from all over the UK, you know, and I think for people who want something very unique, you know, because we cater for that unique experience, and we cater for every size. So, you know, whether you're taller, shorter, you know, a size 0 or size up to size 30, you know, we cater for everybody. And you know, we also like to do things for Mother of the Bride here as well, because I think there's real gap in the market for Mother of the Bride. There's not many lovely outfits at the moment, so the brides have quite a choice, whereas we do love catering for the mums too, and they just as much a special day for them as the brides. In fact, we just on a week last Friday, we made a Mother of the Bride. We were in the process of making a Mother of the Bride outfit, which will be in Hello Magazine. It's part of the Bride Looks and part of the Bride Looks Dream Team, where we've donated £100,000 wedding to the NHS key worker. So I'm really honoured to be part of that team, and so we've donated this outfit. So she came just over a week ago, and we were making a lovely Mother of the Bride outfit.
Oh wow!
So yeah, so it's I feel during this time it's given me, you know, time to give back into the community as well.
Yeah.
And you know, we want the business to survive, so it's make it through this trying time so that we can provide this unique service for everybody. Yeah.
No, totally. You know, your service is very, very top end. You know, you have people come from all over the world, which is fantastic. You're doing a bit for NHS, which, you know, as I said before, it's absolutely commendable. So a very big well done to you again.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. And just to also ask you, you mentioned obviously you've done the Mother of the Bride's dresses, you've done obviously the bride. Can I also, have you ever had a situation where you've had to design the Mother of the Bride, and all the bridesmaids as well? Have you ever had an instance like that?
No, we've done bride and Mother of the Bride. We tend not to do bridesmaid dresses. We don't tend to make those. We do offer an alteration service, but I think generally within the budget that the price range, people don't necessarily want to pay that much for the bridesmaid. So
of course, yeah, absolutely.
We have made some bridesmaid dresses a long while ago, but I'd say my main focus is the bride and the Mother of the Bride. Although saying that, we are in the process of doing a mini collection which could potentially be used for bridesmaids. So, you know, we're certainly open to that if people want that as a service, then I think it's about, you know, so if we did have a client and they wanted everything, we'd be more than happy to provide that. So yeah.
Fantastic. So really what you're saying is everything's totally bespoke according to the wishes of the you know, if someone comes to you, they say that they've got 8 bridesmaids, they have a mother of the bride, a grandmother, for example, a bride. You're happy to do the whole thing.
Yeah, we'd be very happy if we had some. That would be lovely, actually. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. No, that's great. Have you had much to do? Obviously, you've had brides in Canada. Have you had many brides coming to you that are having destination weddings generally?
I'd say a lot of the brides I have destination weddings. I'd say, yeah, I've had brides getting married in Mexico, a lot in Italy, a few Italian weddings, France. I think, and I think people who have destination weddings, they want something quite unique. They don't necessarily want you know, big white dress necessarily. So yeah, we've done lots of destination weddings, and yeah, and also we've had another wedding in Santorini where it was for 2 ladies getting married. So we did a suit for one of them, and it was a beautiful satin tuxedo for her, and he's actually so she was actually in Hello Again. So that was a destination wedding in San Francisco, which was big photos taking. So yeah, we cater for all, and I think because we've got a private sort of private out of the way space, it's good if we have celebrities. They don't get paparazzi'd on the way out, so they can sneak out quietly. So we have done work for, you know, some high profile clients as well.
Fantastic, to be honest with you. I mean, you talk about high profile. I mean, I don't mean to be prying, but have you had have you done many famous weddings, many famous dresses for famous people?
Not many, no. Just a couple. Yeah. Well, the one that was in the magazine was, and then I mean, I have dressed celebrities for other things. So I prior to starting my own brand, I was an underwear designer. So I'd say one of my quite a few things. So I worked as a designer for Victoria's Secret for many years. And one of my claims to fame, I suppose, was I designed the $15 million Millennium Bra, which is made from diamonds and rubies. So that was on Giselle. So I've had a few of my designs on celebrities. Yeah, and we also made a skirt for Ava DuVernay not so long ago for an award. So not a wedding dress, but we do offer other bespoke couture dresses as well. So, you know, if people want something for a special occasion, we're not just about the wedding dresses, but, you know, we can offer other occasion wear as well. So.
Oh, that's fun. That's absolutely fabulous, to be honest. No, I mean, going back to obviously what you've been doing and everything, which is, you know, you started out in underwear, you designed underwear, now you're doing your couture, your dresses. Can I ask you, how long have you actually been in this business for then? How did it really all start for you, I suppose?
So my wedding dress design business started about 10 years ago. I've been a designer, like I said, for about 25 years in total. Just internationally, really. You know, I worked in New York, Paris, Sri Lanka, and then I came back to the UK as an underwear designer, met my husband. I had sort of designed dresses for friends, and I think because I had all these access to laces in Europe and the Far East everywhere, you know, I've got all kinds of contacts for fabrics. So I designed my own wedding dress. I absolutely love doing that. And it was a corset. I had somebody sew it for me. But I think the passion for that made me think. And I made a few dresses for other people, and a friend of mine said to me, she's like, "Why don't you do this as a business?" So I transitioned quite slowly. I was freelancing, still doing underwear design, and slowly transitioned into doing the wedding dresses. And it's just picked up. I get lots of business by word of mouth, mainly, I'd say. And then again, more now, people looking up on Google, and I'm trying to do more social media, which is not my greatest joy,
no,
but
that's okay.
Yeah. So I think that's where it came from, really, because I designed. I really enjoyed doing my own wedding dress. I couldn't find anything in the shop that I liked more. I tried on, Vera Wang, everything, and I can do this. So one of the things I'd say is unique about our dresses, we put a lot of corsetry because of my experience within the corsetry and lingerie industry. A lot of the dresses have inbuilt corsets in them. It creates a nice structure for the bride. I mean, with people who don't want that, we obviously can also do the softer type dresses, but I know people like to have support within the dresses and to maximize the best bits and hide the bits that we don't like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's all about really making a dress that suits the person rather than the person having to find a dress that suits them. We look at the whole package and where they're getting married, and everything, the whole situation, what kind of person they are, design the dress for them. So and they're all the dresses I do are fairly different from that point of view, because we are because we have the bride in mind, or mother the bride in mind at all times when we're doing it.
Oh, well, no, that's excellent. I mean, going back to what you said social media is not one of your finer points, you were saying. Can I just kindly ask you, obviously, majority of your business, is it word of mouth? Is it networking? Is it social media, though, however?
A lot of it is networking, I'd say, and word of mouth. A lot of my business I've had previously has been word of mouth, I think. But the problem is with the lockdown and everything, I recognise the fact that, I couldn't network face to face in wedding fairs, etc. We were meant to be doing a wedding show at the Savoy in March, and that got postponed. So I recognise the fact that I had to then invest a bit of time and effort in social media, and I've got who's helping me a bit to kind of increase our presence on social media. I've also been introduced to these Zoom calls.
Oh, have you? Yeah, absolutely.
And we have had a couple of design consultations via Zoom, which has been good. We've had a pre-consultation with a bride before she came, so that when she did come, and we had to wear the mask and the gloves and the visor, she kind of met us in advance. So because I think that's the thing now with all the PPE that you have to wear on for a face-to-face consultation. It's you can't see your sort of hidden face down, but it's a good thing. I mean, I have had to embrace technology, which
No, that's fair enough. Look, some people are computer literate, other people are not. It just kind of depends. It's nothing, it's just the way it is, really. It's I mean, talking about social media generally, I mean, do you tend to promote, obviously, on Facebook, on Pinterest, on Twitter?
So we're all of the social media channels. So we're at the moment focusing on our Instagram following and Facebook, and And then I'm personally on LinkedIn, which is my personal favourite, but I have a bit of help with the because I think that there's I like the professional contact on LinkedIn, but I think for finding clients and customers, I'd say probably Facebook is how we get contacted the most, and a little bit via Instagram. So have you disappeared? You still there? I don't know. Oh,
So,
I disappeared for a minute.
yeah, I don't know. I think one of our must have had a bad internet connection, so I can only apologise.
Okay.
So what was you saying about social media? Sorry.
There we go. I couldn't see. Yeah, no, so I say I like LinkedIn from a personal point of view. Because I like to connect with professionals on there.
Yeah.
For me personally, but I think when it comes to clients, I'd say Facebook, we get contacted via Facebook quite a bit. So and recommended on Facebook. There's groups on there. I mean, we're trying to grow our Instagram following as well. A lot of clients say to me they find me on Google, which is good. So, and I do have Pinterest. I think the whole thing of the whole is a job in itself. So I've recently got somebody to come and help me a bit to kind of, because I think when you're creative, to try and do the sort of technical thing as well as the creative side, it's a challenge. So, yeah.
No, I totally. That's it. As I say, some people are more social media creative and others have got more the savvy. Nothing against yourself, but it's just the way it is, really. I mean, it's good though that your rankings are working for you on Google. People are noticing you, noticing what you're doing. Do you tend to promote yourself over a lot of different videos, that type of thing? Do you use videos?
Again, since lockdown, I have been focusing more on marketing. I think that's been, and interacting with people.
Yeah.
So I did a little video just before lockdown. I had an interview which I posted on social media. It was just kind of give an insight into what we do and how we work. And I'm planning to do some photo shoots now with collaborations with photographers, because obviously we have got the real weddings now this year, so we're going to do some photo shoots and help other businesses. So I think it's about lifting other businesses up in this time and supporting other businesses and as much as possible, really. So I have been working alongside quite a few other businesses, and in my studio, that's some, as part of the shimmering studio side of things, it was something that I really wanted to promote, is creating a sense of space for creatives to come and be part of something bigger. I just think being able to network with them and help one another through this time, it's quite important actually. So I think as much as we can do. So that's why I'm trying with my social media and marketing as much as possible. It's a good time to do it whilst business is fairly quiet. That said, things have started to pick up slightly, despite now, saying that weddings are now again not less than 30 people. But I've had inquiries, and it's good that we can move with the times with this technical internet. So I'm doing some design. I'm wanting to do some more design that I can then share with people. So embracing the technology somewhat.
Well, absolutely. No, that's a good thing. That's good. So you get, as I say, we've got time, unfortunately, this pandemic. So you're sort of teaching yourself more, more on the marketing side of things, which is a good thing, really.
I did. I was honoured actually. Again, as I'm part of Bridelux, I was really I took part in their symposium where they had lots of marketing experts speak, which was quite invaluable because I got lots of information about how certain social media channels are better than others. For example, I mean, on like LinkedIn, for example, has only something like 3 million contributors and 100 followers. So you're more likely to get seen there than in, you know, with a Facebook. And but again, that's maybe more with professionals.
Yeah, no, I do agree with what you're saying actually, because Facebook's very, very, very good visually as well. You know, it's very, very good for groups, very good to build your own business page. You can invite people and then you can share your videos and, you know, do polls, all that type of thing.
Yeah.
Instagram's very, very visual as well. That's fantastically visual. You can tag people in and you can do your story, that type of thing. But LinkedIn, like you say, I like LinkedIn, Sian, as well.
Yeah.
And I want to go with you on that because LinkedIn is very, very good B2B as well. Business to business.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'd say recently I've been in contact with some amazing people on LinkedIn, which has helped my business incredibly. You know, like I said, just, you know, from a networking point of view, certainly, which is good. And obviously we met on LinkedIn. Although I had met at a personal event face to face a few years ago.
Yeah, no, that's it. It's the beauty of LinkedIn now is you can connect straight to a source, can't you? You know, if it's a venue, for example, you can go straight to the general manager. You can go straight to the, you know, I don't know, the wedding coordinator or the events coordinator, and you know, it works very, very well. Actually, it is a very, very, very good tool. So so just moving on now from social media slightly. Can I ask you, Sian, what would you say are your 3 most unique selling points? What actually puts you ahead of the competition? Why you?
So I'd say one of my passions, I suppose, is making sure that everything is a perfect fit. I mean, it comes, I'd say, from, you know, from designing and fitting lingerie design. You know, it has to be millimeter perfect, and I think, you know, I'd say absolutely perfect fit. You know, it's because and making sure that the dress fits that person, because, you know, it doesn't matter how expensive a dress is. If the fit is off, it's going to look awful.
Yeah,
that's one of the main things, and because of that, we do offer an alteration service for other. If somebody has a dress elsewhere, because it's something that's one of my pet hates is when things don't fit properly. So perfect fitters would be definitely one of them. I'd say I use very high quality European laces. They're the same laces that Dior, Chanel, you know, the top designers use. I have, you know, direct sources. I mean, some of the laces we use, they're from the same supplier that made Catherine Middleton's dress. So they're top-notch laces, and we don't scrimp on price when it comes to getting the best quality. I'd say quality is the other one. And I'd say the other one is the fact that any size, really. I'd say, you know, it doesn't matter what shape you are. You know, everybody in my eyes is beautiful, and they have something about them, and we can enhance that, the thing that they like the most about themselves. So, you know, we meet a lot of people who have, you know, various shapes and sizes, and they, you know, they go into a store and they're trying to find this dress that they just can't find a dress to fit them, or you know, it doesn't fit their style or it doesn't fit their body. But because we make a dress for the person rather than the person trying to fit into a dress, I'd say that's another unique thing about our business. And the fact that also it's one-off. We only make one of each.
Which is fantastic. I mean, over the period of time, though, Sian, I'm very interested to know, you know, based on what you just mentioned, have you had any real challenges that you've been up against?
Oh, very, very many.
Have you got any stand
I've
out?
had a couple. So I've had challenges where brides have lost weight, and in very, where they come to the appointment and they've over a period of time they've suddenly lost half their body weight. That happened. But we obviously, because it's a stage process, we can, we work that out, and it's something that I do ask people now. I didn't at the beginning, I just kind of made the dress and then thought, oh, it's going to fit, and then suddenly they come and it's too big, so we then have to unpick it all and make it back again. I've had people who have had interesting scarring in parts of their body which they want to conceal. So, we might, but then they still might want a sexy dress. So we had somebody who had a bad scarring on their back, but they still wanted a low back dress. So what we did was we made a low back dress and then we put some lace over the scar line, so that it was able to have it look as if they had, a very sexy low back dress, and it completely hid the scar. I get a lot of people who've had, maybe had surgery, and as an underwear designer, I had to work on a project for people who had breast cancer. So I'm very familiar, and people who had to undergo any kind of body disfigurement. We're really happy to work with people like that, or any disability, because I think it's an inclusive service. And it is all about the clients at the end of the day, and making them special. Challenges.
You're right, though. It's it's giving the client an exclusive service, isn't it? It's a personal and exclusive service. That's for them. They've got an idea in mind, and then they'll come to you with a solution, and you'll work with them, on an individual basis, which is great. Really, it's a nice service. It's nice. So just
it's satisfying. I mean, I think we had a mother, the bride. I mean, I think she was size 24, and she'd been looking everywhere when she came to us, and she had some other things happen. But when she came to us, and she was like, "You're not going to make anything for me," and she was quite sort of down about herself. And it gave me such pleasure when we finished her dress, because she was just over the moon, really over the moon, and really happy. And she was sort of dancing around the studio. And it was really amazing to make somebody feel that good about themselves, who had come feeling so low about themselves. So it was really, it gave me a sense of satisfaction really to help.
It's sometimes you've got to go over and above, really, haven't you? You've got to it's going out of the box and being there and nurturing the client all the way through, really.
Absolutely. Because the clients, they come with their own ideas as well, I'd say, and we try and incorporate them. Sometimes I'll say, I've seen this dress, and we try and incorporate their ideas into the dress as much as possible. Sometimes they'll come and we're like, that's not really suited. But because it's a work in progress, and because we make a 12 first, which is basically a pre-dress, and we literally draw the lines of the finished dress on them, so that they get, they really are in the whole process from start to finish. And we've sometimes got down the line where they're like, oh, I don't like that bit. So we can, depending on where we're at in the process, we can occasionally change tack a little bit to make, because we want them to leave happy at the end of the day. So, and they do always.
That's it. Yeah, because nothing nicer, though, is there, than than a bride or a mother of a bride saying thank you for a great job and sending you a review. Really, it's
you're part of someone's really unique, special day, and you want them to look and feel their best. So it is quite an honor, and it is a big thing for the brides. And hear lots of stories as well. But obviously, that I'm not going to talk about any of them.
Yeah. So just, I mean, that's a great answer, Sian, what you've given there. You've enlightened people with some fantastic points at the moment. So, it's really, really good. And I want to move away from what we're talking about now and ask you another question. It's a question that's comes up a lot within the industry, and it'll be good to have your take on it, just to see what you think. Do you feel wedding or events insurance should be standard to all clients, and why do you think so?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've always said, so in my terms and conditions, one of the things that I state as is the clients, they need to have wedding insurance, because we're insured up to a point, but if we couldn't, I'd say they have to have insurance in place. It's one of the terms and conditions that they have to sign when they start on the dress journey. We need to make sure that they've got insurance in place, and if they don't, that's up to them. But we certainly do suggest that they do. I don't necessarily recommend anybody an insurance broker, although maybe we should. But we definitely now.
It's a very, very big thing, really, insurance, because not only will it cover you for generally a death in the family, a close relative, it'll cover you, if the dress isn't right, for example, it gets damaged, it'll cover you if a venue goes into liquidation, a supplier goes bust, a supplier doesn't. It's like buying a car. It's an insurance policy, to cover you for these eventualities. And what I can't believe is that only 30% of people took it out prior to the pandemic. I think, wow. And I mean, I like you. I always recommend it, but I can't understand why it hasn't been sort of more known out there, really.
No, I don't know. I mean, I think that is one of the key things, because we speak to them. We have insurance on our premises, and we do insure dresses, so that if they come, even for alterations, we suggest that they have insurance, because it's really important. And I think I'm not sure how that's worked out with COVID. I mean, I've honoured my so clients have shifted their weddings. So from this year, the clients that I had, they've moved their weddings next year, which is good. So we can start the process. So we just put things on hold, which was good. Something I think when the pandemic started in March, it was just literally a bit after, we just had Brexit, so it was quite quiet anyway. We would have potentially got more inquiries leading up to that. So, and obviously now is meant to be our busiest time.
Well, I know the whole.
Anyway, so we're hoping to do a beautiful photo shoot at the end of August. I'm working on doing bits of collection things, some lingerie pieces as well. I just thought, some beautiful bridal robes and lingerie. So so my colleagues are coming in now again, which is nice. So we're trying to keep busy and keep creative. And
no, well, that's the most important thing, as you said. It's talking about insurance. You're right. Going back to insurance, I believe you're right. What you said, as I say, I think it needs to be publicised more. Prior to COVID-19, only John Lewis. It was John Lewis and one or two others that covered the pandemic. there was.
Right.
And people started to be paid out now, I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But like yourself, I hear from a lot of suppliers, they've had their own postponements, you know, and it's better really if people can postpone, you know, it does make more sense really if that's possible.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously talking about what you said, you've got your postponements for next year. How is that? So have you had many other impacts on your business? Obviously it's been very big, it's going to be very quite different. What other impact?
Huge impact, actually. I mean, I've only had my studio, it's a year and a half, because prior to having this space, I worked from home. I had a studio in my home, which was in Harpenden, but I put it out to get this space, and it's a huge space. It's really unfortunate that, and we were using space for all kinds of different creative activities as well. We had sewing classes as part of the Shimmering Studio side of things. We were doing sewing lessons for kids. We were doing cake decorating things, you know, various different other activities here. And outside there's a beautiful field with horses. So last summer we had outdoor yoga.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh,
so yeah, and so I think it has an impact, and also because we've got the beauty room as well. You know, obviously beauty treatments, they have just started back, and hopefully, yeah, that can start up again. But it has had a huge impact on my business, and I'm just, you know, just really hoping that I can survive this and it doesn't go on for too long.
Well, you're absolutely right. I think we're all praying for that within the industry, and as for beauty, it's had its ups and downs, hasn't it? Because beauty now, that they could do facials, and then they can't do facials.
No,
you know, well, for them, it was a day before they were told, wasn't it, that facials.
I mean, the lady who Kylie, so she's called Shimmering Angel Beauty. So she, so she was booked. You know, she had lots of clients come, and you know, clients come and have beauty treatments, and then they, you know, might have dresses done, or brides come and they have their dress done, and then they go and get their nails done and hair, you know, other facials and things. But poor, you know, it's awful really, because we've got this beautiful space and nobody's come. Well, we have got people coming, but not as many as could be here.
It's just a bit sporadic at the moment, yeah.
So we're just hoping next year we'll be busy, and and we've got some people coming this week. So just let's hope that this pandemic stays away.
Well, that's all we can pray, really. It's all we can do.
One thing I am trying to do, actually, and I haven't, you know, I'm in the process of doing this, is doing more virtual consultations, because the time process, you know, and you know, it means I can have clients overseas as well. They don't need to be here. I have done dresses, bespoke dresses. I made one for a lady in France. All the consultations were done via Skype. All the measurements, and then there was just one fitting at the end. So we did the designing via Skype. We did all the measuring. We made the dress, and then about 2 weeks before, came over, had one fitting, and it was pretty much, you know, we had to make some very minor adjustments. So I think working virtually more is really important going forward for us. And that's something that we're trying to promote now.
I mean, that's the way forward now as well. I mean, you can do as much virtual as you can. Really.
Yeah. Because I mean, someone can watch me. You know, I can do a live sketch on, you know, as we're doing now. There's no reason why, you know, we couldn't have a conversation live. And I have done that with brides, and it's quite fun and interactive.
Definitely.
Have their prosecco at home. Normally when they come, we'll have a bit of prosecco. They can do that from home and stuff. So,
well, it's as you say, Sian. The resources are there. You've got to diversify as you're doing. You know, you've got your Zoom, you've got your Skype, you've got your Facebook rooms. So you've got as much, you know, the technology is there, which is fantastic, really. So,
Yeah.
So just to ask you, Sian, coming towards the end of this now, how do you personally see the future of the wedding and events industry? What's your take on it?
Well, I really hope, that things will resume to how well these big celebrations again, because that's my hope, to be honest. I just feel that it's such a special occasion, and it's so lovely when people can gather together. I really hope that we can get back to where we were. It's very just really sad, and we're meant to be doing an event again at the Savoy that's going to be in January, and I'm postponed to January. I mean, people are doing more, like I said, virtual things. It's not as I mean, I think when it comes to design and fabrics and stuff, it's such a tactile thing. So my hope is that, for the future, is that we do get back to having these beautiful weddings and venues and stuff. So yeah, just really hoping.
Well, that's it. As we've said all the way along, I hope. I really hope do.
Yeah, I think you have to stay optimistic. You really do, and I think in any way that you can, if you can do stuff which will help other businesses, like I said, just to keep people afloat and keep people positive and optimistic about things. And obviously, we're currently taking massive precautions when we meet people face to face. We've actually made several couture masks.
Oh,
yeah, great. For brides and for other people, we've made beaded masks and beautiful lace masks. A bit different. So so at least if we do have to go around wearing masks, we're not wearing horrible. Yeah. So we're making some beautiful masks. But because I think it may become the go-to accessory but hopefully not for too long, because it's nice to see people smiling, and I think that's something that I really miss. People will come there and they can't see them, and so yeah. But yeah, for the future really, and that it doesn't last too long.
But it's great what you've just said. You're kind of thinking ahead, with the masks. I mean, that's really good. That just shows you that you're moving ahead. You keep progressing. You're progressing nicely, and you've seen a little niche there, so you're going for it, which is great. No, good on you. Good.
Yeah. Well, because I think the thing is those masks, they're so horrible. We may as well make something beautiful.
Yeah.
They look a bit like lingerie cups as well, I suppose, the ones I've made.
Not the most comfortable things in the world, are they?
No. But
so just coming towards an end now, Sian. It's been very, very good, to be honest with you. We've picked up a lot of insights into the bespoke wedding dress industry here, and obviously couture and everything. Can I ask you, Sian, what else would you like to add, and how would you like to close on this, please?
I'd like to thank you very much for this opportunity. I think it's a really great way that what you're doing is fantastic. And interviewing other people and giving them exposure, so that we can reciprocate. I think so. I just want to say a really huge thank you to you, actually, for having me tonight. It's been a real pleasure to meet you. Very exuberant. Yeah, and I'm sure you make a fantastic Toastmaster. I think I certainly recommend you anyway.
So, that's very, very kind of you. So,
yeah.
Have you found all the questions relevant?
I'd say, very, very good. You put me at ease. I was a bit nervous, to be honest. It's not something that I like doing. Really, really fine.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Shimmering Bridal.
Shimmering eye.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll basically correct myself on that shimmering eye for sure. So, but I've got this bridle on my mind because we've been talking about dressing. So I want to say personally as well, a very big thank you to Sian for taking the time to be interviewed this evening. You know, it's and I hope you, as the guests, have all enjoyed it. The video will be on demand as well, so I will be sharing it around on Instagram, on it'll be on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and as well here on Facebook. You know, and I know Sian will do it at her end as well. So everyone will get the chance to look, and you know, and feel free to comment at your leisure. We'll be pleased to answer any questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much again. Keep well and stay safe. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.